it's never good, it's never healthy to be always codependent on other people. It's not always good to always rely on other people's energy to make you feel like you're really important. You know, I know we like to always go to people when we're going through something. We always have our group, or we have that one friend or one family member. But for some people, we don't have that one person that we can actually talk to. You know what I'm saying? So for some, you have no choice but to live your life being solo, being alone, rolling solo. That does not mean that you don't talk to people. It's just you limit the amount of energy that you spend on people, right? And you don't always need people. You don't require people for you to feel good about yourself, or you don't need people to like boost your ego. Some people, they need people to boost their ego. That's how some people get off in life. You know, if you're someone that likes to make people laugh, well then you're always going to be funny when you're around the same amount of people, right? Those same group of people, you're just going to be funny around them. But to yourself, you're not that really funny. You're only funny because you have an audience that is listening to your jokes. They're validating your humor and all that stuff. But what happens when no one, you go to a different circle of friends, or you go to a different environment, and those same, you know, people are not validating your humor. They're not validating, you know, your whole existence. You know, what's going to happen to you as a person? What's going to happen to your ego, or what's going to happen to how you act, how you behave as a person? You know what I'm saying? Because who we are, who we actually are, is when we spend the most time alone. We never really show people our true selves. We never fully express to people who we actually are. Because who we actually are is when we are by ourselves. Is when we spend the most time alone. That's who we really are. Because who you really are is being developed when you spend time alone. And to really develop your true character, you need to spend that time alone to get to know who you are as a person. You're not going to get to know who you are as a person if you're spending your time with all these people, being surrounded by all this energy, right? And it's conflicting with your energy. Like for me personally, I like to maintain a certain level of distance. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that, oh, I'm always going to be by myself. You know what I'm saying? There's people that I hang out with, right? You know what I'm saying? I was hanging out with this woman last week, and we went to the trails together. We had a very, you know, intelligent, intellectual, you know, very positive vibe conversation. You know, for us, we bond pretty well together. We were hanging out for a good 3 to 4 hours, hanging out in nature, just, you know, just vibing out, right? Like for me personally, like I have a particular type of person that I can connect with. I know for a fact I'm not going to connect with everybody that I meet. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to automatically gel with the person you're talking to right away, or you may never gel with that person. You got to accept the fact that you ain't going to connect with everybody that you meet. That there are some people that you meet, you come along in life, you're just not going to get along with them. You know? That some people are not going to like you. And it is what it is. That's just life. But you got to get to a point where, you know, you are okay with being by yourself. Where you don't have this heavy codependency on people. You know? Sure, you're going to have your circle, you're going to have a select few of friends that you talk to, that you hang out with from time to time, that you catch up with, but you don't need those people constantly to validate you. You know that you can control your own life, and you don't need other people to always step in and help you. You know? As a man, you should always be looking to help yourself, to be self-sufficient. And in this time that we are in, we really have to develop self-sufficiency and to take the initiative on our own lives, take control, and not always depend on the next man or the next woman to come in and save us, or to come in and to always help us. You know, I don't wait on people to help me. I don't always wait on this person to try to come through. You know, I'm not waiting for people to come through. If I'm waiting for people to come through and I'm not making the effort to help myself, then guess what? Ain't nobody gonna help me. Nobody will ever feel the desire to help. Because if people don't see that you're trying to make the effort in helping yourself, and you a grown-ass man or you a grown-ass woman, then guess what? No one's going to come and help you. You'll be left alone by yourself to fend for yourself. And it gets real complicated when you have to always rely on people to make you feel special. You got to get over that. If you're one of those people that have that codependency on other people to always make you feel good about yourself, then that tells me that you're not willing, or you're not, you might be too afraid to look at yourself in the mirror. Like, you can't seem to learn to be by yourself when that time comes. And you're not able to face yourself. You're not able to face your problems or your trauma. You're using other people to kind of, lock away or hide away your pain or hide away your trauma. It's like there are things in your life that happen that you have to face head on. And sure, you can tell people about what you went through, but in some cases, it's not always good to tell people what you've been through. If you're around people that they act like everything's all great in the world, or they're always happy-go-lucky, and they're on this like huge positive trip, right? Ain't nothing wrong with being positive, but I do believe in a thing called I do believe in like toxic positivity. You know what I'm saying? Toxic positivity does exist. And there are some people like that have that toxic positivity going on, right? I'm more of an optimistic person. I see positive and negative. I always try to operate in neutral, the best way I can, right? But if you're always hanging around people that act like they don't go through anything, or they don't have any problems in their life, and they're just happy-go-lucky 24/7, like a delusional type of personality that they have, then they're not the right people you want to tell your problems to. They're not the right people that you want to go to when something is wrong in your life, you know. You want to find people that you can tell your problems to and have that trust, right? But it's always good to be careful who you tell your problems to. You can't tell everyone everything. Your deepest, darkest secrets, you may have to face that by yourself. You know, there's a lot of trauma that you may have to, you know, face on your own terms. And allow the Most High to help you heal from your trauma.